Austin's still going through stuff, cardiovascular stuff. Just he's not at the point yet where he's going to be ready to play tomorrow. That's for sure. There would be a chance that he could play on this during this week at some point, but we don't know what that looks like yet. It's going to be dictated by the doctors and certainly how he continues to progress.
Hey, Bobby, Jordan Lee injury, Cronkite news. There's been a lot of highs and lows, especially in the last week or so. The highs of the half court heat from Dez, and then the lows of the poor shooting against USC. But particularly for Dez, what's the mindset been like, being the one that hit the game winner and then struggling against USC and then missing what would have been a potential game winner late?
Yeah. Dez has come up big for us all year. He didn't have his best stuff on offense on, certainly on Saturday, but I think he wants to make amends. I think he looked very focused. He wants to win. He understands the importance of winning and what we've done as a team this year to achieve our goals, getting to postseason and being in the right tournament, the tournament we want to be in. We got to win. And I think he understands that, and he's going to, do his part to help us try and get there.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Afternoon, Coach. These conference tournaments playing on back-to-back days, which doesn't happen in the regular season, they can be so physically demanding on players. How do you think this team can be able to hold up in that kind of an environment?
Well, this year I've touted our depth quite a bit. Everybody that's contributed at different points to give us the record that we did have, and all need to be available. And there's going to be games where guys that maybe aren't squarely on your radar as guys you think could help Arizona State win this tournament are going to have to step up. And if you're going to win 4 straight days, the physical toll that takes, you're going to need guys on your bench to contribute and play a big role in that. There's going to be games that guys are in foul trouble. There might be a game that TJ Horn plays 36 minutes, and then the next night, man, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that again. So we got to have, Luther Muhammad and Jemiah Neal ready to come in and on the perimeter. And same thing goes for Duke Brennan and Lonzo Gaffney. Those are, guys that are going to be key for us if we're going to, cut down the nets on Saturday.
Thank you.
Hey, Bobby, with everything going on when it comes to, finishing number 4 in the conference and March Madness implications for seeding, how do you manage some of the emotions that go along with some of the different outcomes you guys could have had this season? Our
schedule, we got Cal one time, so that didn't help, I guess, in the standings as their season played out. So there was some other factors why some teams might have finished ahead of us slightly in the standings. The tiebreakers didn't go our way, but we and our finish was obviously extremely difficult for us to get one of those 3. I think most people might have signed on for that. So we played great competition, especially the last 2 weeks. Hopefully that pays dividends as we go now. That it's kind of toughened us up as we're hitting a crucial part of the season.
Hey, Robbie, just you said earlier this season that the past couple of years after the pandemic didn't necessarily advance the program. At this stage, this season with this group of guys, how do you feel like they have shaped, your tenure and sort of added back to the program?
Yeah, this team has, very resilient, very gritty, gutsy team, a team that, I could relate to. That's as a coach, not necessarily a team doesn't have to mirror all your values, but, I'm a hard-nosed guy. That's how I played, and that's how I was taught the game should be played. I think our guys are fighters. They push through a lot of tough situations. They don't give up. A lot of teams fold when they're facing a deficit, and my guys don't, and they haven't. So, I got just a lot of respect and appreciation for, the guys in the locker room and what they've given me all year. That's why we're going to, go all in and see what we could do this week to continue the journey. And, I think this team deserves to play in the NCAA tournament. We're going to fight like heck tomorrow and the whole week to make sure we make that a reality. And if not, then we'll look at the other option, and it's not certainly what we had hoped for, but these guys have put together a really good season and deserve to play in postseason.
Hey, Bobby, Jordan Ham, Sports 360 AZ. Your team's been really effective on the road this year and had some really big wins in the away and the neutral setups, especially in some of these back-to-backs. What is it about this particular team's mentality when they go away from Tempe to have those effective wins on big stages?
Yeah, I think that a number of these guys played a lot of games. They have a lot of games under their belts, and some of our key players, Warren Washington, Des Cambridge, Devin Cambridge, DJ Horn, have all played a lot of college basketball, so they have that experience. I would say it's a group overall that genuinely likes each other. Like even at dinner last night, you could see everybody interacting and having a good time on the bus going back to the hotel. It was loud and lively. So when you have a group of people that like each other, that's a big step in the right direction for when you're around each other for an extended period of time, like you would be when you go, on a road trip. So I think that's a good step. And, besides that, I would say, again, they have a resiliency, a toughness about them, an us against the world mentality in some ways. And we're able to do that pretty effectively on the road.
Hey, Bobby. So you've talked about the importance of depth. My question is, do you do things differently proactively when you're getting ready for tournament games or in between days, especially when you've already played these teams twice before?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little concerned about the physical because we put all the chips in the center of the table Saturday night, and the guys played really hard, and that was a tough. Both teams needed that game. We had 20 offensive rebounds. Like, that tells you how hard you're playing if you could, go out and do that against a really good team, a team with good size. And we got home at like 3 a.m. And so just, managing these guys, and Sunday was very light. We didn't do anything Sunday with the team. Coaches watched film, get ready for Oregon State. And then Monday was again, very light. Some guys didn't do anything at all physically. And then we hit the road and got here. And today we had a good practice. It wasn't a marathon practice. I thought it was pretty efficient. Just, getting in the things we need to get in and to be ready to play. And I think this time of year too, certainly scouting is going to matter. I think familiarity with all the teams you're playing, you rely on that some, but it's more about like, are you doing what you do really good? And are you doing it at both ends of the floor? And you just can't afford to have a game where you're not at your best. And that's kind of what we've been focused on. That's been the message.
And just to follow up, when you know that you're trying to win multiple games in a row, do you preemptively go to your bench more in the first game than you otherwise might because of that? Or are you just trying to win that first game? Yeah,
try and win it. And again, there's we have kind of developed rotation. It's been easier, for me anyway, with Austin being out in terms of the perimeter. It got a little crowded. So that, we certainly want him back because he impacts our team and winning. But our rotations have been fairly consistent, and I don't plan on doing anything out of the norm. And just making sure it's survive and advance mentality.
All right, solid 15 minutes. Anybody have anything else? All right,
guys. See you in Vegas. All right.
Thanks, gang.
See you there. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Doug.
You, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Doug.